What's up, Blue Jay fans? Rob Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast back with another episode of analyzing the Blue Jays 40-man roster. I've already done the pitching staff, the relief corps, and the starters. You can go back and look at those videos. I've already had some Twitter wads tell me how awful I am, so they may be awful, and I literally don't care. But I think you should go back and have a look at them anyway. Today I am doing the offense, as I said. I've already done the pitching staff. So I have so much to say about this Blue Jays team. Very little of it is good, and I hate always sounding negative. But listen, I didn't want to compete this year. I literally hoped the Blue Jays would chuck the season. Didn't want to see Jose be signed. I wanted them to give some of the young guys a chance. Let them grow. Let them see if they got anything there. And prepare for a lengthy run in 2018. I think we can really build a great team if we redesign this offense, bring in some speed, some balance, moving runners along, things like that. A little more NL-type ball. So anyway, let's jump right into it. We lost Edwin and we lost Michael Saunders, Edwin is a big loss. Obviously, 40 home runs, 120 ribbies is difficult to replace, and we did not replace it. Michael Saunders, no big loss for me. I don't mind that he's gone, and I'm glad we didn't pay him $9 million, though congrats to you, Michael, for earning $9 million a season. I give the offense overall for the Jays a C. I see it as old. I see it as weak, left-handed, and it's just as one-dimensional as it's always been. Very little speed, especially from anybody who would be starting. But let's jump right into it. With the catcher situation, we have Russ Martin again back. He's had back-to-back 20 home run seasons at 34 years old. I mean, why not? I'm sure he can do another 20 home run season, maybe drive in 70. There's going to be less offense for him to drive in, so reaching 70 again might be a little bit of a reach. The concerning thing with me about Russ is not his decent numbers for a catcher, 250 batting average, maybe a 750 OPS is what we should look forward to. Again, 20 bombs. It's his decline in defense, throwing runners out was dramatically fell off the table last year. That is a bad sign. And there's, what's nice is he consistently is putting in about 130 games a season, so you can rely on him despite hamstring issues and the other things he's had. Backing him up, Gerald Saltalamacchia hit 171 last year. He does have some power. That was in about half a season of stats, I believe, 246 at-bats. Does have some power. Hit 12 home runs, and he does have good plate discipline. But again, he's a 700 OPS type guy, so he's a backup. And then we have Juan Gratterall. I don't know how to pronounce it, 28-year-old. He's had 14 career at-bats, so he's a third stringer. And hopefully we do not see him, although, you always want to see a guy who spent 11 years in the minors get some play, but not with the Blue Jays, please. Our big signing was Kendry Morales, who is probably going to come over. He's 33. He's going to pop 30 bombs in the Sky Dome. I still like to call it the Sky Dome. He hit 30 home runs last year, 93 ribbies, and batted .263 with a 795 OPS, which is right in line with his career 795 OPS. So that's good, and why not repeat that? I think that is a good addition to the team as a DH / maybe first baseman. So he doesn't fully replace Edwin's bombs, but he replaces a lot of those, or 75% of them, I guess we could say that way. And there'll be other guys mixing in and out with the DH spot, but I think the DH spot, more or less, is Kendry Morales is to hold. On the infield, Justin Smoke has been given the full-time job at first base. Nobody should be overly happy about that. That says more about our team than it does about Justin Smoke. He's a switch hitter. Great glove. I do like that aspect of him. He's got power. 14 home runs last year. 19 or 20 the year before that. But he hit 217, a 705 OPS. I mean, he's slugging under 400. So those powers are really overrepresented in terms of how much power he actually is generating in terms of extra base hits and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, a career slash line of 223, 328, 391. So we're handing him the first base job again because we have no other options. Uh, we brought in Steve Pierce as a 33-year-old who's very interesting bat. Last year, 13 home runs, 35 ribbies, 288 average, and an OPS over 800 in half a season of at bats with Baltimore and Tampa. But what's interesting about him looking at his numbers is he's so on and off. He can either be horrible or he will be very, very good. You know, hitting over 300 with a 900 OPS or even putting up the numbers that he did last year. And he seems to be a utility guy who can play multiple positions. Last year, he played third base, first base, second base, outfield between the two teams. So there's a lot of extremes there with him. You don't know what you're going to get, good or bad. Who knows? Second base, this is very testy for me. I had a conversation on Twitter with a bunch of dicks that told me how stupid I was for suggesting we have few trade chips on the actual roster. Devin Travis is, to me, the top trade chip. We should be moving him because he is an injury concern to me. He is a good bat. Clearly, I see that, and I know that. Let Darwin and Ryan Goins play. I felt like the team plays better with that better defense. The pitchers, the game quickens up. And it just seems like a more solid team when we have those guys. Yes, there's less hits. Yes, there's less offense, but there's also less runs scored. That's how it comes across as me. I didn't do all the fucking analysis on the numbers. I will take the time to do that, though, when I have more time, because I think it's interesting to know what the record was between Ryan Goins and Darwin Barney versus Devin Travis when they were in there, because Devin Travis is below average or average defensively. So yes, you get the bats, but you lose something else. And I don't give a fuck about WAR. I hate people constantly bringing up WAR. You know what? It's just another fucking number that you can analyze things for. Give me OPS. Give me on base percentage. Give me home runs, stolen base, and I can put together just as much of the puzzle as you can with WAR. All right, fuck's sake. So Devin is a very good bat. 26 years old, 11 home runs, 50 ribbies, 300 average last year, career 301, 19 home runs, 85 RBIs in 163 games. So those are great numbers for a second baseman. 811 OPS, but the injuries are the concern. The defense is a concern, and he's a trade chip. So that's what I'm saying. And so backing him up, I won't go through them. Ryan Goins, Darren Barney. Goins in 2015, if he could have kept those 250 batting averages and the numbers he put up in 2015, for sure he should be our second baseman with Devin Travis being traded for a chip to strengthen up another position, particularly first base or an outfield spot. Combined with someone, of course, as a trade chip. But Goins fell off the table big time last year. Darwin Barney is an average, below average bat, but both of them are tremendous gloves. Shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki, another player that I am always dogging and people are always protecting, and I don't understand why. He's 32. He has not had over five. He's in 3 times in his career, he's had more than 500 at-bats. Injuries are a big thing to me. You'll understand that as I keep talking about these things. And 3 times in his career, he's had over 500 at-bats. That's it. And only once since 2011, I believe. He played 130 games last year, 128 the year before that. He did bounce back with the power last year, 24 home runs, 79 ribbies, but he hit just 254, slugged just 443, OPS at 761. That is not $20 million numbers. I wish to hell we could move him. I don't care how good his glove is. He's an injury risk with a bat that was overhyped because of Colorado, and now we're stuck with a high-priced shortstop. I mean, again, great glove. I see all those things people see when they say, "Oh, you're an idiot. Don't talk about that." Well, how could you not want Troy Tulowitzki? Give me a break. He's not worth the money he's being paid, all right? So we can do better. If you don't think we can do better, then you don't pay attention to baseball. We can do better than Troy Tulowitzki. You're caught on the name and the star status that he brought over. That star status isn't there. And he hasn't played like it. So let's move on from him. Third base, Josh Donaldson. I don't have anything to say there. Josh Donaldson is great, and we know that he's going to be great. The outfield is a mess. Jose Batista's back again. I've talked about Batista. I've dogged him too. I didn't want him back. I didn't see the reason because I knew this team wasn't competing with the top dogs in the league. We weren't going to the playoffs, so why re-sign him? I get it. I loved Jose Batista. I love what he brings. I love the swagger he had. And I understand that people are connected to him because of the memories he's created. But he's 36-year-old with average to below average defense now. A bat that's declining. Sure, I'm picking on just one season, but he's 36. Do you think that bat's going to keep popping? He hit 22 bombs last year, 69 ribbies, 234 average, slugged 452, his lowest slugging average in 5-6 seasons, and an 817 OPS with a 366 on base percentage. So Jose's back. I accept it. That's fine. It'll be fun to watch him, but I didn't see the point. I didn't see the reason. Backing him up is Zeke, or I should just say, a backup outfielder. Zeke was exposed as the season went on. He started off hot, which made people think, hey, maybe we got something here. We didn't have anything there. He was worse last year than he was in 2015. And again, the defense is whatever. 623, 6 home runs, 23 ribbies, 248 average, 7 steals in half a season at bat, 679 OPS. He's a backup. He's a lefty. He's barely capable. Kevin Pillar in center field, 28-year-old. He's Superman in the outfield, as we know. He can catch everything, and he's beautiful to watch. The bat is less impressive. It's barely capable as a starter. Let's be honest with it. 7 home runs, 53 ribbies, 266 average, 679 OPS. It's not going to cut it, but it's what we have right now, and that's what's going to play. So that's fine. You can have 2 or 3 positions on a team that are weak in the bats if you're surrounded by other talent. The problem is this team is not surrounded by other talent that is going to pick up the Kevin Pillars, the Justin Smokes of the team, right? Dalton Pompey is an unknown. Mostly, we know he has the speed. We've seen him run in the playoffs, and he was a very smart, intelligent runner in the playoffs. He ran like a veteran, but can he bring that back? Can he hit 280? Can he get on base 350 clip? Enough to make that speed worthwhile. I'm glad that he hasn't made the team yet, but I hope he makes the team. He's the spot I wanted to see in Jose's place, and I hope he does very well. I hope he wins a starting job because he's a young kid, and these are the type of young kids I said, let's see these fucking guys play. Let's not bring in back Jose Batistas because we are not competing this year, so let's let the guys play and build for 2018. Make those trades that are going to bring in the balanced offense and fill the holes that we have, which are many and plenty. Melvin Upton Jr., 32. Fine. He's a backup to me. If he's a starter on this team, again, it says it's more about our team than it does about Melvin Upton Jr. 20 home runs, 20 steal type guy, and can't hit worse shit other than that. So I don't know what else to say about that. I'd like to build him up. And finally, Lourdes Gurriel, 23-year-old, signed a 7-year, $22 million contract. He has played shortstop and center field, and he will be up on this team, hopefully, just to see what he can do. Hit 340, 344, 10 bombs, 59 ribbies in 2015. He's come from Cuba. He was ranked 6th internationally. This was by Jesse Sanchez. So that's the offense. There's so many holes. There's so many spots that it's just, I just feel gross. I feel gross about everything but the starting staff on this team. And I know that makes me sound like a curmudgeon. I'm always dissing them. I'm always hard on them. I think we're going to see some deals this season, 2 or 3 nice deals that are really, I don't think Shapiro and Atkins are looking at this team as, we built the foundation here. I think they're going to reshape a lot of what we have, particularly on the offense. It's a boring, aging, one-dimensional offense. That's my thought. C grade. Thank you for joining me. We'll talk again.